Hey, what is going on there, YouTube family? Irvin Burton here with the self-defense company Santa Clarita, and I want to give you a video on the spear hand today. So, spear hand is a technique where you put all your fingers together and usually have your thumb kind of on this side here. You don't want it out here because that's a better striking surface for the C strike, or what they call the Yokan strike. But you also don't want your thumb to get jammed, so you don't want it like this. So I like to put it right underneath my fingers here. And just like the finger jab that I did in the previous video, you have to bend your fingers. You can't just have them straight like this, right? You got to have this. I know in Kung Fu, right, you got the snake hand. It's a similar concept. It's just this is a little bit more practical, right? So you're just doing it against Mr. Dummy here, Mr. Bob. So the thing is that with the spear hand is a technique that you use to as a setup. I use the word setup because basically you're following up after it, right? So it's not a technique that you're going to just hit with and then all of a sudden, that's the end of the fight, right? It's going to hurt, sure, but it's going to hurt. But after that, you need to attack, right? So I typically use it when I am in basically like a bar situation and things are kind of really close and I want to get into a position. Maybe I have my hands here, just like I did in the finger jab, but I use the same concepts, either here or here, So let's say I start here because he's really close and he's really aggressive. As you can see, I've got my hands up. Hands are ready, they're in the ready, then all of a sudden, pow, right to the eye. Now again, his response, based on his response, which is usually going to be this, right? He's going to put his hands back. I want to come in and I want to follow up, and I might follow up with anything. I can follow up with an elbow, I can follow up with a knee strike to the groin. I can do, I can come in here, come with a knife hand to the side of the neck. It just depends on what the situation calls for, whatever comes out. That's why you practice every technique 10,000 times, right? So with Bob here again, I might have my hands here. Maybe he's not as far, maybe he's just out of range, but he starts walking towards me, bam. I just throw that spear hand right into the eye. And I want to make sure that as I throw it, just like they do in Kung Fu, I kind of have it here like this, right? Kind of like boxer, Kung Fu type strike, right? Boom, boom. And as you can see, based on the position of it, it's a lot like throwing a jab, okay? This is an advanced technique. It's an advanced technique, so it takes a lot of practice to get good at, because you're aiming for the eyes in this case. I train Japanese Jiu-Jitsu as well, and sometimes we aim for the throat. But personally, I think it's better for the eyes. If I'm going to aim for the throat, I'm going to use this four fist or leopard fist strike. I'm going to probably just go boom, or I might use the, Yokan strike or something along those lines, because, there's a lot of bones here, and I know there's bones here as well, but contact isn't as important here, okay? It's really just more about getting into flinch. So even though, right, it's a small target area of the eyes, the goal is to just get them to flinch. You don't have to make contact. Of course, on Bob, you want to make contact because you never know, right? You might hit him, you might miss him, right? And you just push through, right? And you throw it just like you would a jab, except this jab, right, is a spear hand. And then, of course, I could throw this one like a cross. This is my rear hand, right? Okay? And unlike the finger jab, I'm aiming for one eye at a time. So, obviously, with my fingers together, that's the best way to do it. And again, I may or may not reach it. I may or may not hit it. But the idea is to get him to flinch. So Again, just to show you, lead hand, rear hand, lead hand, rear hand, lead hand, rear hand, lead, rear, lead, rear, lead, rear, lead, rear. Okay? We're going to hit that and make it happen. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.